I've learned a lot. I've learned so much about life, like not just like on the like not like street life or anything like that, like real life. And I've seen things out here that have brought me closer to God. It's crazy, like, but like, sorry. I've learned to not like I've learned that like everything comes back to you, and whether it's good or bad, like there's always repercussions in life, and just to always think before you act, like no matter what, because just 1 second and one decision could just change your whole life. And like you just got to be really careful. Like life is so fragile, and like so many people that I've known like have OD'd, and like just it's so easy to save them too. Like it's just like just always to think before you make a decision. Like really think about it. Yeah.
Loyalty and friendships.
Do you have friends out here?
I have one really good one. And life, I mean, everything that I've gone through in life, it's all been a learning experience for me, but this one's been the hardest one. But sorry, I am crying. I had to find myself. And a good friend of mine, which was under the tent with me, he helped me. And I wouldn't stick up for myself or nothing like that. And I learned how to do that and have a mind of my own and be myself and not be like other people. I'm happy with me. I just hate that I had to go through everything that I went through. But overall, loyalty and friendships.
I want to say just worry about yourself, but at the same time, like, there are moments where, like, you might have, like, a phone charger that's, like, has that much more battery than you need or whatever, and you just hand it off, and I feel like things do come back. You just, like, don't want to take that stuff for granted. Yeah, because I'm such a pushover. Like everyone, like a lot of people have been able to walk all over me, so I kind of have to focus on the like stick to myself kind of thing.
Honestly, pick your battles, like and your priorities. Like I'd rather, in every living situation you're gonna have struggles, but I'd rather have my struggles be me being stressed out after I get off work and having to pay my bills and, like getting to work and doing shit like that instead of it being like making sure I don't lose everything because I got arrested by the cops again and I have no clothes and I happen to be that time of that month. And you know what I mean? Like, just every little thing like affects what happens. And this isn't worth it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I actually had goals and like, I still do have goals. They're not gone, but they're getting harder and harder to see as possible the more I'm out here.
Not to sweat the small stuff and appreciate everything that you have, your family, and appreciate the small things, the smallest things. And definitely don't judge a book by its cover. And some of the people I've met out here, it's funny, I judged them before, and some of them are some of the most intelligent people I've ever met in my entire life. They just, for some reason, they choose this, and I can't try to understand, but I've learned a lot from them. So.
Yeah, today my stuff got stolen. I fell asleep sitting outside. I was so tired and I just fell asleep and woke up and the most valuable things I had were stolen. And those things I usually sell like to make money. you know, to like survive, eat, whatever. And like I know I could be doing a lot better. I know I'm not living up to my potential, and that's the sad part, you know, is that, and I don't have a heavy addiction to any substance or alcohol. I don't know why I do the things I do sometimes. I don't know. Maybe depression. I would guess.
Like if you show others respect, they will sometimes, hopefully, almost 100% of the time, show it back at least a little bit, unless they're a piece of shit. So, but yeah, and just value your like not even your tangible item, just like the virtues and like the morals that you have, because there are so many people who like pretty much sell their soul to like just one little like the dime sack, and it's just, I've been there, and the one time that I've like really like done anything like that, I hated myself, and that's why I'd rather go sick for an entire week than steal from somebody, you know. And I mean, boosting, yeah, but that's literally because there's not many options out here, so yeah.
I'm glad that I'm not alone as a woman out here, you know, being homeless, because you hear the horror stories, you know, and the place where we sleep at night, I've heard a couple of people tell me that a girl was raped and murdered there, and a couple of people have been kidnapped from that location. So, and everybody says, well, why don't you go, you know, sleep where there's a group of people, or, you know, we don't, because we like the quiet and we like the privacy, but at the same time we're on guard all the time, you know, kind of sleep with one eye open. Yeah.
Probably, I think probably to like guard myself a little bit more than I had in the past. I like care for people a lot. I have like a really big heart, and it gets the best of me, I think, a lot of the time. And normally people would say like be more trusting, but I think that out here people are like so quick to like fuck you over, and people are so quick to, I don't know. I take pride in like being a genuine person, and it gets me fucked over at the end of the day. So I guess just if I could remind myself of anything, just be careful with my heart and be careful with who I, you know, tend to care for.
Anything crazy happened to you, or?
Not in California. No, not really. I can hold my own pretty well out here. I mean, I'm from Camden, New Jersey. I don't know if you know anything about that. I guess the closest thing to compare it to, like from the way things look and like sound, I guess would be like Compton or something. It's pretty bad. A lot of poverty. Like, we don't even have a grocery store, because when they put one up, it kept getting stuck up and robbed, so they closed it down. The only thing there is Campbell Soup Factory, and yeah, that's about it. Well, no, they just started. I've been going from there for 7 years. I heard they started building a bunch of like nursing schools and all that crap around the hospital, so I guess it's getting a little bit better, but I don't know, it was pretty cutthroat. So I'm not scared of Mickey Mouse or anything.
Right.
When I started and I had like a habit going, I would typically get like 4 a day. I mean, that was $100 just there. And then my boyfriend at the time started selling them, and so he was obviously, you know, getting them for a lot cheaper. And I went from doing like 4 a day up to like 20 a day. Yeah.
And how did you you kicked that habit by getting onto the fentanyl?
I just transitioned into it. One day we just kind of ran out, and he wasn't able to get them. And so that was obviously like the next thing that, you know, was gonna be what was gonna get me well at the time. So I never wanted to do it. I never wanted to try it. Just terrified. yeah.
But I'm really mature, so I started everything really young. My mom, I was blessed to have people who weren't around anymore to watch over me still, because without them, then I wouldn't have made it here. Because there's so many times where my mom, she's a single mom, there's so many times where I could have gone and gotten hurt. So I just thank peace for my ancestors watching after me. So.